some vibrational alignment training, and I will do some sound. Alignment is everything. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about consciousness, when they're talking about law of attraction, manifesting. It's all about vibrational alignment. So my friends, let's get on top of this topic. Vibrational alignment has to do with manifesting. It has to do with stepping into the power of our source selves. It has to do with stepping into the truth of ourselves. So vibrational alignment is starting to be honest with ourselves when we're feeling in alignment and when we're not. Most of the time we don't feel in alignment when we're in fear, right? Most of the time we feel in alignment when we feel loved, when we feel cared for. Yeah, it's actually super simple. But what's so interesting to me is how people break it up into tons of bullet points, tons of different trainings, tons of different bodies of work. When it comes down to you either are living in fear or you're living in love. And how do you feel when you're living in fear and how you're living in love? Anyway, so this is what we're going to talk about tonight. We do these lives every Monday night. Okay. We do mini sound baths. We talk about our vibration. We talk about what kind of stung us this weekend, right? So we had a holiday weekend. It was Easter for those of you that do Easter. We had a holiday, which means we're around friends a lot. We're friends around family. We're around people that have been in our life for a long time. Did you get triggered? Did you get triggered? Guys, getting triggered is a good thing. It's a blessing. Have you one of the most amazing voices? Well, thank you, Asian Empress. I really appreciate that. What a compliment. I find it a huge compliment, not because I've worked hard on my voice and I love to perform, but I find that a huge compliment because when people align with our voice, they can feel their own soul in the voice. They can feel the frequency of love there. They can feel the work and the alignment processes that I've done to get a voice that has a frequency that feels good, that feels like home to people. And it feels like home because we are all fractals of the one love. And when you meet someone that works their life to live from the oneness that they are, it feels like home. It feels good. It feels like I just love that voice, right? And so it's not me tooting my own horn, but I have done a ton of yoga, awakening work, accessing consciousness, and vibrational work, manifesting work, astrology. I mean, I've done a lot to really remember the truth of myself. And that's why I'm on this mission to help others remember the truth of themselves. And it really does come down to vibrational alignment. That's so true. That must be my certain people's voices give me goosebumps. It is. You're remembering yourself. You are remembering yourself through their voice. It's really powerful. So everything that we've lived, everything we've practiced, everything we've healed, every trauma we still are living out, all that frequency comes through the voice. And people can hear it, right? So you can do trauma bonding with people through their voice. You can hear trauma through voice. Hey, Sam. You can do that trauma bonding through voice, right? You can hear trauma in people's voices. And when you are aligning with their trauma and you're doing the trauma bond, you can hear it in the voice. When you're on the awakening journey and you meet people that are really doing the work, that are really stepping into the truth of themselves and see the truth in you, you start to hear that in their voice too, and you start to really congregate to those voices. It is a beautiful thing. Each one of our voices is naturally beautiful because our souls are naturally beautiful. Our souls have this natural beauty of wholeness. of love. And when we can recognize that natural beauty of wholeness and love in ourselves first, then we can see it in others. We can sense it. We can hear it in others. That's what's so beautiful. I think, Sam, you mentioned something about, well, what about globally? Like yesterday, on yesterday's One Love Alignment Sunday, you asked something about, well, how does this show up globally? The thing is, we are a quantum field. We are fractals in the quantum field. And what we are doing here and healing here and remembering here gets projected out globally. So we don't have to really worry about globally. We have to tune in here and live from the new earth, and we will project the new earth out here. I know that kind of seems like we're putting our head in the sand, but it's not. If you study quantum physics, if you study metaphysics, you will see that like attracts like, that we are projectors, that this, even though this is a physical experience, it is not physical, and that we are the creation of it. So what if there is no global thing happening out there? There's a projection of us viewing out here what we're creating as a collective congregation of fractals of light. So this is important to know, because when you are vibrationally aligning, we have to know, what are we vibrationally aligning with? Now, to have ease and grace in our lives, to really stop living the suffering, we need to be coming from the vibration of love. And not just love romantically or loving of a family member. I'm talking about unconditional one love. That means we're all fractals of the one, of the I am presence. And that means that everything that you look out into the global reality, collective reality of, everyone's part of that fractal. Everyone's just acting out a story to piss each other off enough to wake the fuck up. So it's like, if you're getting pissed, if you're getting triggered, if you're feeling polarized, that's a good thing, because that's you eventually becoming pissed off enough to get aware enough to wake up to say, oh my gosh, like, none of this is real. The only thing that's real is the love that we are all connected in with from the one love reality. So when you're triggered, it is a blessing and a gift. That trigger is showing you, is a direct link to the program that's active in your subconscious, that's running the story here in front of you. So your trigger is like Robert Scheinfeld called it an Easter egg hunt. Go get triggered in the laboratory of life. Go find those Easter eggs and drain them. Think of when you're like, you know, the little eggs on Easter, and you have to like, you blow the yolk and stuff out. Think of that. You empty the Easter egg. The gunk inside is the story, is the psyche, is the subconscious, is the thing, the program that you are living that triggers you. And when you are triggered, if you can wake up enough to be like, oh, let me pause a minute. This program, I remember this. I feel like the first time this bothered me, I was 4. And now I'm 30, 40, 50 years old, living out this same story. What is this? What is this? How is this? When is this? How old am I being right now? Who, what, when, where, why, how? When you ask those questions from the triggered space, and you can pause enough to start developing enough witness outside of yourself, you get to clear that up. And what happens when you clear up the root of a trigger? you feel free. You have more bliss. You have more allowance. It goes way past tolerance. Tolerance, you don't want to live with tolerance. I can tolerate the president. I can tolerate my kids. No. No. That means you're living with the program, and you're living one program to try to hide the other program. That's not healing. That would be tolerating. Allowance is releasing the programs and living from the heart of your one love consciousness, being an allowance of it. Understand that. Awesome. Awesome, Empress. Awesome. Because when you get this, you get that much more free, right? This is the difference between tolerance and allowance, right? Thanks for sharing that live. This is important information. And so we're talking about vibrational alignment here today. So what does like sound therapy have to do with vibrational alignment? Well, a lot of times the sound that I do has the intention of one love alignment. And when I'm singing from one love, it's speaking to the fractal of the one love that you are. And it goes in, reminding your soul to come on forward. Starts kicking off the barnacles and dissolving the clouds so that you can live and be remembering your one love consciousness. And it could be an instant, it could last a day, it could last an hour, but the more we get those reminders, the more barnacles and clouds remove the programs of the psyche, and we can make choices that we're like, I want to live from one love alignment. I don't want to live from this barnacle that just hides my heart. I want to live from my heart. I want to live from one love. I want to see one love in every single being that's presently alive. But that also means click on the news, see the weird shit that's happening on there, and just say, that's an interesting story. I see the love. I connect with my fellow human in one love alignment, regardless of the story they came here to live that you made a contract to be aggravated by. Isn't that crazy? So how many of us are aggravated by the certain political arena, right? We've actually made that agreement to kind of come in and play that story out, but the trigger of once we start awakening to this one love alignment consciousness, we start realizing, oh, the story's just separating us. The story's waking us up, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating. So last night we did our One Love Alignment Sunday, and Matt was here talking about the astrology. So we combine astrology with vibrational alignment and sound therapy in our business. And the reason we do that is because my husband focuses on an astrology called evolutionary astrology. And the way I see it, it's like our map to awakening. And one love alignment, like sound activations, can wake us up to the evolution of our awakening. I cannot watch the news. I guess, yeah. So this is the deal. Don't watch the news. I don't like watching it. But if you want to spur on your awakening journey, what you can do is watch it in tiny bits, like little TikTok segments. Watch yourself get triggered. This increases your witness self, which you want to increase. Witness intuition body. You want to increase that. You want to grow that. You can watch the replay over on YT. So if we do watch the news, we can watch it in little segments and see where we get triggered. Pause it and then go in. Where am I making this real? Where am I seeing this story as the real reality rather than the one love as the real reality? So I encourage you to watch the news in small little segments so that you can get slightly triggered and go in and do the deeper work, right? I don't suggest watching it to be informed and all that kind of stuff, because it's not real. It's not the true reality. And when you align with everything that you're seeing on the news, you actually are making it more real. You're making it happen more, right? Oh, I'm grateful you're here too, Annabelle. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get to into some sound of alignment as well. So does that make sense? Like, where you put your flashlight and focus your energy, focus your alignment, you're growing whatever you're there. So how many of us are so disgusted? I even see so many metaphysical practitioners, so many pastors, so many people that I feel like should know better. They're just increasing the polarity by getting in there and taking a side and really cranking it up. No, don't take a side. Do not take a side. And what we talked about in yesterday's alignment, One Love Alignment Sunday, was like, find out what yours is to do, right? Meditate, get quiet. What is yours to do? It'll feel like expansive. But if we react from emotional triggers and emotional polarity, you're just going to grow more of the stuff that you're angry about. You're just going to grow it by that focus. So the idea is to get super peaceful and neutral and come into your one love alignment, and you will be guided to what yours is to do, right? So, makes sense? Good. I'm glad that makes sense. Hard to hear sometimes. It's hard to hear sometimes because every freaking movie that we have been trained on as we're growing up, right? Every commercial, everything has a polarized opposite, has a good guy and a bad guy. Every once in a while, I watch a movie with no bad guy. I'm waiting for the ball to drop. I'm waiting for the story to turn. And all of a sudden, it's been 2 hours and it's the most lovely unfolding. I'm like, there was no bad guy. There was no bad guy. Love movies like that. Most of it only shows the worst case. Exactly. So when we're talking about polarity, what we can see polarity in our families. We can see it in different family members. We can see it in church members. We can see it in business models. We see it on the news with government. We see it so much in every area of our life, the polarity, the good, the bad, right? The good guy, the bad guy. But when we're talking about vibrational alignment, we don't want to align with the polarized opposites. We want to align with the neutrality of complete oneness, the neutrality of wholeness. You know, in my yoga training, they talked about the Sushumna, the central channel. And they would the idea is that there's the masculine and feminine energies that wrap around each other to create the Sushumna, the wholeness of what we are. To me, that makes sense. We all have this balanced masculine and feminine that makes up the wholeness. So when we talk about vibrational alignment, we're not going to feel like we need to retaliate. We're not going to feel angry. We're not going to feel frustrated. We're not going to feel bored. We're not going to feel anything of the lower emotional realm. When we're in vibrational alignment, when we're looking for vibrational alignment, you're going to feel light. You're going to feel like you just know. You're going to feel positive. You're going to feel encouraged, loved, ecstatic. This is where you want to live from. Abraham Hicks talks about this in the emotional guidance scale. And when you're not living from that, even if you feel like you are doing the work, right? Even if you're going out and, doing some kind of activism, But if it's fueled from disgust and fear and worry and I got to do something, hopelessness, you're aligning with the fear and the hopelessness. So my work is to help people get so lit up by love, by peace, that they're so aligned with it that it becomes a domino effect into the world of sharing that. So on Friday I did a live, and there was people coming and going, but there was two people that were there, two women that were there, and we were just lighting up each other's worlds. I was practicing some music. It wasn't really training or vibrational alignment. I was just practicing some of my songs for a show I have coming up. And these women were like, I'm so glad I'm here. You're making my day. We were just lighting each other up. Their beautiful comments, and I was singing the songs and I was responding to them. When you live in vibrational alignment, all you have to do is be the light of love that you are. And when you be that, you're just doing anything. So vibrational alignment is so key, because when you live the consciousness of beingness, of being love, the doing and the pushing starts to wane. And you have this ease and you have this grace and this joy in your life. Now, my husband and I are coming up with, what's the next step? The end game is to get to Spain, but we have our kids to think about. We want to make sure they're doing okay. We have like the next step with our businesses and all this stuff. Hi, Annabelle. Thank you so much. And we're kind of like starting to get in our heads. Well, let's think about this. And I paused. I was like, no, let's not think about it. We had this conversation. The idea of moving to the East Coast came up. And I was just like, there was some little breadcrumbs that started to open up today. I was like, we don't have to think about this at all. We have to be excited about it and follow the next impulse. And I did. I texted my friend who has this farmhouse in the middle of the country in New Hampshire, and it's so beautiful. And she said, oh my gosh, your text came at the perfect time. I just sent a rocket of an ask to the universe saying, who's going to move in here next? We might be moving to New Hampshire just for a few months. We might. I don't know. But like the way it just lined up, so easeful, so joyful. And it's the next thing to do. This is what living in beingness, consciousness does. You don't have to push, you don't have to do, you don't have to think, you don't have to overthink. It just starts happening. It's pretty amazing. And that's how this whole process, that's how I'm in this house. It's amazing. It's amazing when we can live that way. And when you're in vibrational alignment with the truth of yourself and the one love, it happens with ease. And it's so fun. Life becomes so serendipitous. Much love and respect. Namaste, beautiful people.